listeners who have worked in a theme park, what's the biggest adult tantrum you've witnessed?
Oh, I hope it's not me.
Catalytic Mind says, when I was in high school, I was a face painter at a weekend festival involving a blue-colored train who has adventures. Any guesses to what that may be? Obviously, we were just doing little trains on kids' cheeks. However, one child threw a huge fit that he wanted his face to look just like Thomas the Tank Engine, which frankly looks really freaking creepy. However, his dad insisted and paid extra. Cut to 5 minutes after I spent 15 minutes carefully painting this kid's face to have his psychotic mom go ballistic on me that I've ruined her family's day, and now her child looks like a demon.
And he's just there with the face paint on like,
Right.
Give me a second.
I freaking love Thomas the
Is there a picture with this?
Yes.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Well, yes.
But why does he have a tank engine? Did he used to do battle? No, it's because the tank engine was in reference to the boiler tank.
I'm so glad that you answered the question that no one asked.
Why you bullying me?
Little history lesson for everyone. In case anyone else was
You're
wondering.
a diesel.
You're
a diesel.
I'm a
aren't you?
diesel.
You're a diesel.
You don't know nothing about me.
You don't know nothing about Thomas the Train. You're a diesel.
I was 16 and just sort of stared at her in shock and horror while the guy running the tent came over and escorted her out. And by the way, the kid loved it.
Yeah, the kid's just like, this is so cool. My mom's screaming. Ah! Choo choo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go help somebody.
It's like, take it up with your little child, boy. I didn't want to do it.
Also, like, what did she think it was, a permanent tattoo?
Yeah. Wipe it off. Oh, man. Oh, I've seen that one before.
Oh,
so good.
no.
And also, be mad at the dad. The dad paid extra so that the kid could look like that. It's wild.
Yeah, let me pay you extra so I can never unsee.
Can bring trauma to his mother.
And this episode is a little different. We are reading wild theme park stories from a special Reddit thread. And from you guys. If you guys have any insane park stories, please, please, please put them in the chat below. I'm Riley. Go ahead.
I'm on a roll today. I didn't know it would get to Dakota, but I'm Angie.
I'm Dakota.
And here's the next story.
Them Origin says, worked on a ride that had a height requirement, one of the only few in the park. This ride had flight simulators that were no joke. They could go completely vertical, and if the harness didn't hold you correctly, you could have a less than ideal riding experience.
That's what I want.
I want danger.
I want the experience of being ejected from my vehicle.
There was a woman and her child who tried to come in. The child was too short. We explain this, give the kid a pass to jump to the front of the line when he's tall enough, and he's fine. Mother, however, was not. She's freaking out at us immediately. To be honest, I wasn't really listening to what she said, but she wouldn't go away and was causing a huge disturbance.
You're just standing there and you're just in your own thoughts and you just hear. You're just like, I think I'm going to get the spicy nuggets when I get off work today.
45 minutes left to lunch.
Yeah, spicy nuggets. God, this woman is still talking
Yeah,
to me. Hey.
Exactly. So we call the manager on duty. She does the same thing to him. It's at this point that she says, the one thing I do remember. Are you telling me that you care more about my child's safety than if he has a good time or not?
Yeah. I don't care if my child is injured.
Yeah.
He must enjoy himself.
Yeah, enjoyment over safety for sure. This is a great mom. My manager looks stunned, but responds quite calmly, yes. And quite frankly, it concerns me that you don't. After that, she left.
After that, she went, and left.
Adults are far, far worse than children in amusement parks. Yeah, I guess so.
Because they know better.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's fun. Legoland has made a rule now, I think, where you can't go to Legoland without a child.
No, that's not real.
Riley
I
did in
think-
fact do that.
I don't think it's every Legoland. It's like one.
Oh, it's one Legoland?
Yeah, because there's a couple of them, and I think one of them has a new. No, wait. I think it was. Never mind. No, you know what? I misremembered, and it's that they changed it so that the part of the park where it's like you go in and you can like build whatever you want and stuff.
Oh,
Like that's just you have to either be a
Oh.
kid or go in with a kid.
That's funny because
So
people
it's
got
like-
too like, no, I wanted the yellow Lego. I need that one.
Well,
No,
it's,
dude.
just like a 50-year-old man just like steamrolling over a bunch of kids to
Yeah.
like take whatever parts he wants to make, whatever he's trying to make.
Could definitely see that happen.
Yeah.
Well, I went to that area and built some Legos, and no one stopped me.
Well, good. Maybe I guess our Legoland is off the hook.
Yeah, maybe they just do it as like how restaurants are like, we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. It's like
Yeah.
they kind of vibe check you on the way in, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay.
They'll be fine. But if we see this guy here like 10 times in
Yeah.
1 week,
You see the
allow
guy
it.
who shows up in the, hasn't showered in 2 weeks and is wearing the My Little Pony t-shirt that's 5 sizes too small. You're like,
Yeah.
you actually can't come in here.
Laura Sunderman says, I worked for the mouse for 22 years. I have so many stories. We had a dad put a piece of wood at the bottom of the kid's shoe, and when we told the dad that he couldn't ride or that she couldn't ride, he yelled at us saying that those are her shoes and we can't tell them no. We found out that he put nails to hold the wood, and every time the little girl stepped, the nails were poking her. Our managers confiscated the shoes and gave new shoes to her, to the little girl. Oh my gosh. The worst is when the parents tell us to tell the child why they can't ride.
Well, tell them why they can't get on.
Yeah, look into this little 6-year-old's eyes and tell them why they can't go on the upside down ride.
You are too small and you will die.
Yeah. You get it?
Dakota, I can see you working at a theme park.
Oh, dude, no, I would never.
I could see you
Really?
working there and being,
I mean,
being like
Maybe
unforgiving.
when I was a teenager, maybe, yeah, but like every time I've ever gone to the theme park rides or like amusement parks as an adult, I'm always like, man, what like the worst job ever is just like watching a bunch of people get onto the most fun thing you could do, and then they get off and they're like, that was so great, and then you
Yeah.
just have to do that again
It's
and
torture.
again, and then you have people like this coming up to you being like, my son is not happy and it's your fault.
Right.
I feel that way with restaurants. People go there and they're eating really good food, and you just have to watch the plate go by.
Yeah.
You can't eat it.
You know, that's actually a good point.
Which one, guys?
I
Which
get
one's worse?
pangs.
Which one's worse? Working at a restaurant and can't eat the food, or that's one. Two,
But you can
working
eat
at
the
a
food.
working at the theme park and not getting on the rides.
Dude, that's
One or
like,
two.
That was like the best part is getting like the free, like the
Well,
chefs in the back.
In this scenario, you don't.
I couldn't at mine
That's-
because it was too expensive.
It's like, yeah, we give you a 15% discount. I'm like, get out of here, dude.
Yeah, it's like great. My meal was $200.
Andres is gonna make me
Which
some
one's
stuff,
worse?
man.
Not eating food at the restaurant or not riding rides at the theme park. One or two. And Angel.
Maybe the food thing.
Dude, I was literally just reminiscing the other day about working in restaurants. And to be clear, I don't want to because it was more just like I remember the vibe.
Yeah, I get
But
that.
also, man, when it's not fun, it's so not fun at
The
all.
negatives outweigh the
When
positives.
it's bad, it's so bad.
But we have another bad story here at theme parks. Ace Detective Squirrel says, oh Lord, where do I start? I worked at Disney several years ago. One job I had was working with the various characters, and let me tell you what, people lost their gosh dang minds over the characters. I was threatened, screamed at, followed, called names, spat at, all manner of rude things for either taking the character away or not letting people cut the line.
They just mean like, yeah, no, Pluto has to go back to his house now in the yard. How dare you! Why am I so...
And meanwhile, it's like 100 degrees out, and they've been out there for like 30 minutes. And
Like-
the person inside is like gonna faint any second now.
The person inside sounds like a dog, like
Yeah.
Pluto, because they're like,
yeah, exactly.
it's 190 degrees in here.
Right. But the one thing that always comes to mind is one mother. We did allow Make-A-Wish kids to cut the line and meet the characters first for obvious reasons.
No way.
One time when I did this, the mother got very angry and said, I wish my kids had cancer so they could cut the line. would absolutely just say, okay, you do not get to meet this character now.
What?
Go ahead and tell Winnie the Pooh that you wish your child had cancer. Go tell Mickey Mouse.
Gosh, I wish this kid had cancer so we didn't have to stay in this GD line.
Yeah.
This 15-minute line.
Right.
I feel like you are allowed to punch that parent in the face. That should be a rule.
I think that
No,
little
you know what
kid-
you do? You get the fairy godmother to come over and you go, you said it. Bippity boppity boo.
You need to go to the doctor
I
now.
turn your bones into soup.
Right.
Or whatever she says.
Oh my gosh. I had no response except to pray that the poor Make-A-Wish family hadn't hurt her. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
There's so many things I would want to say to this woman. Like, I want to walk right up to her and say, I'm sorry, what did you say?
I think I would.
Repeat again for the class?
That would be like escorted off of the grounds. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm sorry. That is unfair to you. Come with me. We're going to make things right. And then it's like, I take you to like where, like whoever's actually in charge who can like get you like removed from the park. And they're going to be like, it's time for you to leave.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I used to skate says, my family and my friends visited the Grand Canyon when I was around 12.
Amazing place.
Yep, agreed.
Not an amusement park though, but amazing place.
And if you say it's just a pile of rocks, you're dead to me.
My parents
Yeah.
stopped to use the restroom, and while they were doing that, we found this squirrel and started feeding it our Cheez-Its.
Oh no.
We're doing this when a parent rushes up to us and screams at us that it is her daughter's turn to play with the squirrel.
We signed up for this at the front. It's our time to play with the squirrel now. Everyone knows the Grand Canyon squirrel.
Yeah, that is so insane. We move to the side, and this girl who couldn't have been older than 5 sticks her open palm out, and the squirrel leans in and bites one of her fingers.
Hey, it's rabies. Now you've got to take your daughter to the hospital to go get a rabies shot. Bow.
Mom yanks her daughter by the arm and starts to scream Bloody Mary, trying to find her husband/boyfriend. She doesn't find him, but she finds someone who works there. She proceeds to call this guy every insult in the book. She says she's gonna sue and is holding her daughter's bloody hand in the guy's face. See? Do you see this? This place is gonna be done when I'm through with you. I'm sorry. That is crazy.
You see this? When I'm through with this place, it's going to be nothing but a hole in the ground. Wait. Well, I don't know. We're going to fill it up.
I'm gonna find the manager of the Grand Canyon and I'm gonna convince him to fill it back up with dirt. We're gonna find enough dirt in the world and we're gonna fill up the Grand Canyon because your squirrel bit my little child.
That's right, and you're paying for it.
I
hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. How much dirt can fit in the Grand Canyon? That should be. That's don't look.
No, we're not
Save that for Friday when we do trivia.
If it was quintillion like hot dogs.
Yes, how many quintillion hot dogs fit in the Grand
It's like
Canyon?
like 100-something quintillion
Numbers
hot
that
dogs.
we didn't exist before we asked that question.
Let's play how many can fit into the Grand Canyon?
How many-
Grand Canyons.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Whoa.
interesting when you think about it.
Is it in the grands,
And
perhaps?
when you think about it.
So this woman storms off just as our parents were making their way back to us, and we tell them what happened. And that was that story.
Yeah.
It's
Gosh.
crazy.
Dude,
I-
I'm going to sue Earth.
I heard a crazy story that selfies are unaliving people, where people will try to get a selfie at the Grand Canyon and they'll fall,
Yeah.
or they won't get have their hands something will happen. I heard one where this guy was on a tree holding this tree and he was taking a selfie. Squirrel bit his hand. He fell.
Wow. I had a really cool picture on the edge of the Grand Canyon, and I don't have it anymore.
I have a picture of me peeing off the Grand Canyon.
My brother has a picture of when he saw the Grand Canyon, but it was foggy, so it's just a bunch of fog.
And it's just him like,
It was
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
yeah.
look at it, check this out.
The funny story about me peeing off the Grand Canyon, I was like, I need to do this, but how do I do this? People are going to look. You know what was happening at the exact moment where I knew God was watching me? The moon. The moon was going up over the Grand Canyon. So here's the canyon and here's the moon coming up. And everyone was like getting pictures of the moon and everything. And I was like, this is my chance.
So did you get a picture of you peeing on the moon over the Grand Canyon?
Well, I didn't really get a picture of it, but I did it and I wanted to do it.
And
That's
then
great.
the little man in the moon's voice comes down and goes, yo, is that guy peeing over there?
Yeah.
Yo,
That sounds like fun.
that guy
Wish I
peeing
could pee
over
off the
there?
Grand Canyon.
It was great. It was a long pee too.
How much pee does it take to fill up the Grand Canyon?
How many gallons of milk?
It really is exactly how my brain worked. I was like, okay, gallons of milk. How many gallons of
Wait, okay, Billy Time says Riley's ultimate peeing outside accomplishment.
It was.
No,
dude.
Honestly,
honestly,
that's pretty cool.
Dude, I would have
respect
to
it.
put your claim of peeing all the way over the roof of your house as
Yeah,
your number
actually.
one.
When you were like 5,
That's, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
that,
that was
had
of
to
the
start
decade.
a lot lower.
Well, I had more water pressure back then. Now I don't.
What is the graph for
Are
that?
you okay?
Water pressure?
It's all right.
We have more amusement park horror stories here, though. Deleted says, got a good one here. So, back in high school, I worked as a lifeguard for a small water park on the East Coast. The job sucked, pay was horrible, and the management was a real witch. So, after the first month of working there, motivation really plummeted. Well, in order to have insurance, the company that insured the water park hired individuals who would come to the pool as normal patrons with hidden cameras and pretend to drown in order to see how fast a competent one of the lifeguards would rescue them. Additionally, they had this life-size child mannequin that would sink to the bottom, and they would carefully put it in the water to see if any of the lifeguards would spot and rescue it in time. Now, this thing looked like a real kid and was complete with swim trunks and goggles, so underwater it was close to impossible to differentiate it from a real child.
I just gotta, can you imagine, like, they use the fake child, like, at a time where, like, another child that's real starts drowning as well?
Oh, no.
And it's like, oh, oops, like, I chose the fake kid to
Yeah.
save by accident because
Right.
my job is insane.
Right. I'm also thinking about, like, all the people that would be traumatized by seeing a child drown at the water park. And then, like, even if it was fake. You know what I mean? Like, they would see this fake body and be like, oh my God, I'm never coming here again.
Yeah.
And then they lose all their business.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? The first time the insurance company did this, the lifeguard on duty failed miserably to spot the dummy within time. So the whole park got audited and everyone had to go through retraining. But the company let us keep the child dummy for training and practice. Okay. Now, for the good part, the park was still open to the public while we were going through our retraining, and everyone got to take turns carefully placing the dummy in the water and testing each other on how fast they could find it. When it got to my turn to place the dummy into the water, everyone had pretty much exhausted every way to put this thing into the pool, so I decided that I would one-up everyone and do something nobody thought of. There was a water slide that pretty much went around the park, and I came up with the idea that about halfway down, I would throw the dummy over the side of the slide and have it land in the lazy river where nobody watches.
That is amazing.
Oh my God.
And that could happen, you know? I remember going to, like, the water park in my town, and everyone would always, like, stop, like, halfway down
Oh my, really?
the open slide. Yeah, you just, like, put your hands out and
That
stop.
sounds terrifying to me.
And the lifeguard's like, quit it. And it's like,
That just makes me think of those, like, water slides on cruise ships where it's, like, clear and it goes down and up, but then they get stuck and they,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
don't go up again and they just
Oh.
are stuck in, like, the middle.
oh, that would freak me out because I'd be like, man, someone's going to come behind me at Mach
Mach 5.
Yeah, Mach 5,000.
I'm not even thinking about them making fun of you. I'm thinking, how do you get out of
You
there?
don't.
You just have to, like, send down a rope or something?
No,
Like-
I'm not saying they're going to mock you. I'm saying they're going to be, like, moving at an insanely fast speed and plow into you.
Oh, I see.
Like
I see.
MACH.
I thought you meant because it's like a clear water slide.
No,
They're gonna
what
come
I-
up and
guys,
be like, ha
Earmuffs, everybody. No, never mind. I won't say it. I think Riley already said it. What I was going to say.
You can go ahead and say it.
I was like, man, someone's gonna run into me in the speed of Mach.
Oh,
That's what you said.
I said Mach 5. Anyways,
Kimberly Holly Daxolotl Army says Riley peeing off the Grand Canyon. What if someone else at the bottom, Riley?
not where I was peeing. That was a long bottom.
Long bottom.
How often are people at the very bottom of the Grand Canyon?
Not very often. But it's
It
like
takes
levels.
a while to get
It's like-
down there.
Right?
It's a long way down.
So this sounds like a great idea, right? Well, about halfway down, I grab this thing and throw it off the slide and completely miss where it was supposed to land. Instead of landing in the pool, this dummy goes head first into pavement right in front of where all the chairs and families are relaxing. Oh my God. People are screaming, kids were crying, lifeguards were freaking out. Everyone thought they'd just seen a kid fall about 40 feet onto concrete and had his face completely smashed in.
Oh my God! The part that's Me right now is the thought of you having to go down the second half of the water slide after realizing how bad you messed up. Just like, oh my God.
And it's
oh
like,
no.
And then can you imagine? It's like the kind of slide that goes in and out from being open and closed. So you're hearing like muffled screams and then open screams. And you're like, oh my God, somebody! And you're like, I'm coming.
And you're just going down.
And then if this slide goes over half of the like around half of the park, what if she just doesn't? This opening of the slide isn't even near the lazy river. So she's gonna have to like, oh my gosh,
She'd have to get down and be like, who did that?
That's
Who
crazy.
could have possibly done that?
After numerous complaints and threats of lawsuits caused by the emotional trauma the guests had endured, I was fired that afternoon. The dummy itself was too damaged to be used anymore. Oh my gosh.
Well,
I can't believe they fired you.
I can. Are you kidding me?
that's a fireable offense if I've ever seen one.
Obviously, it was a mistake, but like,
Dude,
even seeing a kid drop 40 feet into the lazy river would be traumatizing.
dude, imagine the fake kid dropping 40 feet onto a real kid.
Yeah, that too. It's so
Like,
possible.
Man, that was such a bad idea.
Such a bad idea.
I'm so glad you did it though. Yeah.
That was so funny. I had a great
It's a
time.
crazy story.
It's just a full fake dummy kid falling like in front of a bunch
Yeah.
of oh my God.
Because then, depending on what it's
Johnny,
made
Timmy,
of,
Tommy, Tina,
right.
get in the station wagon. We're leaving.
And depending on what the dummy, if it's really like lifelike, what is it made out of? Like, what sound did it make when it crashed 40 feet into the concrete? Did it sound like bones breaking, or did it sound like just flesh smacking onto the
Oh
ground?
my gosh.
It's like one of
that
those
would be
like
traumatizing.
babies that you have to take care of for like home ec or whatever.
yeah.
So it hits the ground, it starts going.
Right. J1023 says, for a spring semester, I was an intern at Walt Disney World. I worked in a fast food restaurant in the Magic Kingdom. Basically, you're at the happiest place on earth, but serving the angriest people on earth because they're all exhausted and hungry. Anyways, one day I was working in the front of the house on a particularly stormy day. And like most people of America know, it rains almost every day in Florida in the warmer months. Well, customers like to complain when the weather is bad and ruining their vacations. I get it, I guess. But some take it to the extremes. Now, on the particular day, the dining room was packed with people just trying to hide out from the rain. I got a call on my radio saying code V, which is the code for vomit.
I knew it. I was waiting for one of these to show up.
Dang, I was
No.
hoping it was the code for vroom vroom. Lightning McQueen is here.
Code. We got a code V. We got a celebrity coming through.
We got
Everyone
a
walk
code.
away.
We got a code chow. Code chow. Oh,
Chow.
No. Yeah.
Nice. Being the intern, I got to clean it up. Luckily, they have the stuff that looks like pencil shavings that just soak it up and then you sweep it. I go to the table and this poor girl was in a high chair and the throw up was literally all over her high chair and the table and the floor. So I get it all cleaned up, ask the manager if I can run to the nearest gift shop and get her a new t-shirt. Disney is awesome like that. And I come back and no joke, 15 minutes later, I get another code V. Same table. This time it was just on the table, but I noticed it was not primarily in front of the little girl. I don't question it and I clean it again. I start talking to the mother, who was very overweight and quite older, and then came to the realization that it was the mother both times who had thrown up, not the daughter.
Oh no. She barfed on the baby?
She did. It was all over the baby in the high chair.
She actually was burping the baby, and right before it was gonna throw up, she went shh and pulled out a Uno reverse card. And then just went bleh.
Oh my gosh.
Baby.
That is crazy.
The baby won't remember. Thankfully.
So she didn't know it was coming the first time, and the second time she felt it but didn't want to lose her spot at the table. So basically, I learned that day that people will do anything to remain being a lazy person. Wow. They're like, it's packed in here. We got a table fit enough for all of our family. I'm not losing it for nothing. She's just sitting there like, we're going to get it. We're going to deal with
She's
it.
just like, well, I saw how easy it was for you guys to clean it up the first time, so I just thought, hey,
Yeah.
second time's the charm.
We get a free shirt now
was-
with it.
That can't be her reason. That's crazy.
That is crazy. But people at Disney get wild, though. So
Yeah,
I'm not that surprised.
especially in the why. What is it? Never mind.
Yeah, you're inviting everyone from around the world to come.
Yeah, gonna get something crazy. Thromez says, I was visiting Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, and was stopped right at the gate of the Chaos ride since all of the cars were full. Little did I know that this would secure front row seats for the best story of the entire trip. A man who had gotten on the ride just before me had placed his video camera on the operator's booth so he wouldn't have to take it with him on the ride and risk breaking or losing it. As the ride is starting up, one of the operators notices it and gets the bright idea to start filming, thinking, well, this might be a nice memory that the father and son won't have to put any work into preserving at all. She was wrong. Halfway through the ride, the owner of the camera loses his lunch, breakfast, and what looks like dinner from the night before. Seriously, this guy had a lot in there and a lot came spewing out of him.
Oh, no.
Before the operator with the camera realizes what has happened, he has stopped barfing and she quietly closes the camera and puts it away as the ride comes slowly to a stop. The man apologizes for the mess, gathers his camera and things, and leaves in embarrassment. None of the operators say a word about the fact that it is all on film. All I can imagine is him sitting his family down to watch the home movie of their trip to Cedar Point, and him going, I don't remember filming this. Oh God, no! As his entire family sees the recorded history of his weak stomach. And TLDR, man unknowingly is recording on his own camera. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough.
It's really funny to watch.
That's why you don't have lasagna breakfast, man. Don't have lasagna breakfast before you go on the teacup ride.
I like eating enchiladas for breakfast sometimes.
Just make sure that everything is down and like at least partially digested before you go on a roller coaster.
Before going on a roller coaster, I don't eat that much. I eat peanut butter just right after whatever I eat, just to make sure it doesn't come up, and we're good.
That works?
It's like glue?
I don't know, but I haven't thrown up since like the 8th grade, so.
Because you just eat peanut butter whenever you have to throw up? Just imagine that you're just like allergic to peanut butter and it's just your body goes into anaphylactic shock and your throat closes up, so you just can't.
It helps.
So it's, which do you prefer? But at least you didn't throw up.
I can't throw up, so it's fine.
We've got some more stories here. Arimin the Unseen says, I used to work at a small water park where there were some dry rides up the southern end. There was this 8-year-old kid just being a little crap, pushing in the line, climbing up the side of the playground, knocking other kids' hats off, that sort of BS. I warn him several times and ask him to leave, but he doesn't. I go and ask my supervisor what to do, and he says, get the scissors. He means to cut his wristband, without which he can't go on any rides. I call him over, and he surprisingly complies, and before he can react, I grab his wrist and cut off his wristband. Naturally, he starts crying like a witch. He runs off to get his mom, and she comes back about 15 minutes later and comes and talks to me without her son. She asks why I did what I did, and I explain the situation to her and how it is standard procedure. She nods and understands and knows that her son is a demon child. She leaves, but lo and behold, 10 minutes later, here he comes. He tries to cut in line again, and I stop him and ask him to go back to his mom. His first reaction was to knock me in the balls. Oh crap, no he didn't. My supervisor sees and immediately calls security. Apparently his mom saw it too, and she comes running. She doesn't say anything to her child, but goes and tells the supervisor to scare him. When security arrives, 30 seconds later, they grab the kid, whirl him around, and handcuff him.
Stop!
And now he's crapping himself at this point. They grab him and take him off in their golf cart. A few minutes later, they return, and the kid has obviously been crying, and hard. He jumps out of the cart, runs straight to his mom, who grabs him and walks out. People watching were stunned, but amazingly, I crap you not, some applauded as they went off. Best day work I had at that place.
Dude.
That's crazy.
I would have been applauding 100%.
Yeah. Wow.
You know,
Good for the mom, kind of being a part of it.
That might be a pivotal moment in that young child's life where
Hopefully.
they stop being a menace because they got scared straight.
He might have actually went to jail if you didn't do that.
Yeah, right? Real jail. Yeah, I think that's great for the mom to do. Because I feel like sometimes those parents are just like, I don't know what to do. Yelling and discipline doesn't work anymore, but that's great.
Yeah.
Make him scared.
Clearly, this parent wasn't at the I've given up entirely.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, Mom. Stray Gypsy says, back when I worked at a relatively large East Coast theme park, we had what many called the craziest shutdown anyone has seen or heard about. The ride I was working was a dark ride, a motion simulator that followed a track and had 3D projection screens. I was closing in the control room that night where we would dispatch the ride vehicles, RVs, and monitor ride cameras and the ride control screen. Over the headset, I hear that an intoxicated male couple was coming up to the ride. Okay, fair enough. As they were getting on, they were acting slightly belligerent, so I was informed to watch them through the ride by the loader. In scene 1, the ride has 11 scenes, they begin to make out. Fair enough, happens all the time. I was narrating it over the headset since it was a slow night and we were all shooting the crap. In scene 3, I see their hand moving down south, and the next thing I know, they're standing up in the RV.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Don't they know, like, the narrator is not a robot?
Well, I think this isn't like narrating the car. I think this is narrating.
Yeah, I think
like,
he was
the
telling his
security.
coworkers play-by-plays on the radio.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'd be so funny though if there was like clearly a human voice narrating the thing,
That's
Yeah.
what I
and then they
thought.
just start like jorping it, and it's like, and I can see you there. Please
Right.
sit back down right now and
Yeah.
stop it. Stop with the hands. Stop it now.
At this point, I depress the emergency stop and all of the ride work lights come up with all the RVs stopping in place. I then call the ride down, explaining the e-stop is due to a wasted couple standing up. Here's where it gets interesting. They decide to slip their way out of the lap bars and begin climbing out of the RV. I get on the ride mic telling them, please return to your sleigh. Also, they're called sleighs. Little did I know that I selected all call on the touchscreen for the ride mic, and people down at the ride entrance and passers-by were randomly hearing me yell, please return to your sleigh. I scan the monitor, attempting to find them in the ride area, and cannot for the life of me find them. At this point, the entrance host calls controls to ask what the heck is going on. I explain, but he bursts out laughing. I hear my supervisor's keys jingling as she's running up the exit platform, and she's laughing from the call over the radio about a wasted male couple standing up and climbing out. Once she arrives, we do a ride evac so we can reset from the e-stop and to walk the track to find the culprit.
See, now this is how I know these jobs suck so bad, because it's like someone literally escaping the ride and
Right.
hiding and running away is like,
Yeah.
everyone's like, ha 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 ha, this is amazing. I'm so glad we're doing this, instead of just standing here monotonously for 7 hours,
Right.
pressing
Yeah.
the same button every time,
Yeah.
every 2.5 minutes.
That's a good point. Really good point.
It's just like, something,
Something's
dear God,
happening.
something.
After about 30 minutes, we can't find them and give up and start cycling the ride again before going back up. We checked the control screen to see if there had been any ride doors recently opened, and none had since that morning when maintenance was clearing the ride for operation. At close, we all had to fill out witness statements for security, and we all had a good laugh. Next morning, maintenance tells us that they found 2 wiener wrappers in scene 3, the scene that they had escaped in. To this day, we have no idea where the heck they ended up.
I think they ended up on the bone train.
Oh,
On
uh-oh.
the bone train to male pregnancy town.
I'm just imagining them like living in there now. Like
They never found them.
they never found them because they live there
Yeah.
and they've mastered the skill of hiding from all
They
the workers.
actually, usually the big G man in the sky lets it slide, but this time he like woke up and he was like, who are those people? They aren't married. Smite.
Now they're stuck.
And they turned into dust, green dust inside your bones.
Yes. It sounds like it. There is another story here. Best procrastinator says, probably buried, but I used to work as a lifeguard at a small water park. Your story is not buried. Hello. The park was so small that during the week, some of our only customers in the first half of the day were day camps. About once every month, we would get a special needs day camp. Why they thought it would be a good idea to take special needs kids to a water park, I don't know.
That
I
seems
feel
a
like
little
Come on.
what?
They're kids.
They're still kids.
They're kids.
They're
I
capable
think
of
it's
surviving a water
because
park.
they'll have fun.
Yes. Well, I'm at the top of our biggest slide, a platform that's about 40 to 60 feet tall with 2 slides, an open and completely enclosed slide. Anyway, we get this kid to come up with one of the counselors. It's clear that the kid can't really communicate. However, he appears to be scared to go down. Since the counselors are familiar with the park, they want him to go down the open to element slide as it is much slower and less intense than the enclosed one. The kid is obviously reluctant to go down, so he steps out of line for a bit. Finally, he braves enough courage to go down. However, the first few feet down the slide, he gets stuck. He was kind of a bigger kid with a poor suit, and the slide hadn't been waxed in a while. Oh no. Oh no. Normally, when this happens, people just push off the wall once, and they're good the rest of the way down. Being special needs and all, his first instinct is to stand up.
Oh my God. Honestly, horrifying at this point.
I'm confused how you can even stand up to when you...
Because it's like the very beginning, so it like hasn't really like turned into a...
And it's open elements too.
Yeah,
it's
so
not
it's
an
just
enclosed
like,
slide.
it's like, oh my God, this kid's standing up, and if he just like leans over, like he could just fall out of the slide.
Oh my God, this is terrifying.
I'm like diving in. I'm taking him down.
Yeah, right? Here I am, panicking, seeing a special needs kid standing up 40 to 60 feet in the air on a slippery surface. Luckily, the counselor immediately reacted and went slowly down the slide, grabbed the kid, and together they slid down to safety. However, the slide is poorly designed to the point that I can't really see people at the bottom. I'm trained to send people down when I see the person walking on the sidewalk. It's sort of complicated. Anyway, me in my stressed out state, I see the counselor walking around, so I assume it's safe to send down the next rider. However, the counselor never thought to turn around and grab the special needs kid from the bottom of the slide. Before I noticed this, it was too late. And to make matters worse, the person I sent down was a 300-pound semi-truck who was hauling down the slide. Seriously, not
Oh my
exaggerating.
God.
Oh, no.
It's just like like it's they're going so fast, the wind's in their mouth, like
Yeah. They're like catching on fire on the way down.
they've got the smoke marks.
Oh my God. This semi-truck of a lady. Be nice, OP. Oh my God. Be nice.
I mean, in this context, she is hitting like a truck.
I guess so. This semi-truck of a lady literally plows through the special needs kid at the bottom. Luckily, the kid was all right, but that was the worst day of my first year at the park.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That, honestly, yeah, that's kind of your fault.
Well, it's kind of your fault.
That
Definitely
kind of was your fault.
kind of the counselor's fault, though, too, for not... Why would the counselor just like... Because I'm also assuming that the counselor is behind the kid on this slide.
Yeah, that's double fault.
So why would...
Double
how
fault.
would the counselor go down the slide, be able to walk off, and then the kid goes back on the slide or something?
I mean, honestly, though, that kid took that hit like a champ.
I guess so.
Put some football pads on that kid.
Yeah.
Let's get him
him on the
let's get
field.
him to the league as fast as possible.
Oh my gosh. Non-Mox says, many moons ago, I worked for a major theme park here in Orlando. I worked at a log flume ride. Now here's the thing, folks. There are rules to riding rides. No way. I can stand up in the middle of my ride.
Rules are for fools. Rule number 1, you drool.
Yeah.
Stupid.
If someone who works there tells you to ride a certain way, there will be no issues and you will be safe. If you ignore those rules, bad things could happen. This one guest was riding the flume ride, and instead of sitting all the way back and holding on to the handrails as they were directed to, they scooted all the way forward and wrapped their legs and arms around the seat in front of them right before they went down the final drop.
My
Mistakes.
spine hurts just thinking about this.
Gosh. The seat broke and the person was jerked back suddenly. They broke their back.
I was wondering what would break first. The chair on the log flume ride or your body?
Oh my
And it
gosh.
turns out it was pretty much at the same time both of those things happened.
The boats for the ride have since been changed, and I think they added seatbelts or lap bars now.
Good.
And the worst, this ride is a big ride. The entrance is right next to the exit. I'm sitting in the office and get told that I need to go to the exit ramp due to an issue. I'm the boss that day and head out there.
Yeah, we got an issue. We got to scrape half of this guy off of the log flume ride. Yeah, no. Who's got the big net? We got to fish this guy's legs out of the log flume
Ew.
water.
Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. As I go up there, I find a piece of crap. It's not like some young kid crap. No, no, no. This is large, adult-sized crap. So someone copped a squat right there and no one saw. There were footprints to show that someone had stepped in it already too.
Oh, no. This is not the guy who broke his back,
No.
but it should be.
It's
The
just,
guy who broke his back should be the guy who did this.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's necessarily
He
the
doesn't
correct
deserve
punishment
that.
for the crime of pooping in public. But I think once someone steps in it, you at least need a vertebrae to become askew, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe not full breakage, but like you should slip a
Wait.
disc.
I don't totally know what I was agreeing to.
I'm saying that the guy who broke his back from the beginning of this needs to be the guy who pooped,
stepped in
who
the-
did the poo-poo in public, not the guy who stepped in it.
Whatever for.
That's a victim. Because what are you doing? What do you mean whatever for? For the poop.
I don't understand. Like, is this some sort of punishment? or is this-
It's a punishment for pooping in a place people walk
I think his.
at the theme park.
So you're saying the opposite. The poop, if it happened first, then that guy should have broken his back.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
saying backbreaker guy.
I thought you were-
Yeah.
So you were saying after the guy broke his back, he should have popped a squat
No,
and crapped
no,
on the floor.
No, I'm sorry. No, and to be fair, I did think about it for 5 seconds, and I think the punishment's a little steep.
Yeah.
It is.
So what? I think we should keep going. I don't really know what's happening.
Okay, so we have poop on the ground. I got some of this sand
That's what's
sorb.
happening.
Got some of the sand sorb to absorb what I could and swept it with a broom and dustpan. Both were just thrown in the dumpster. There was residue that was still there. So best thing I could do was dump water on it. The water did go and mix with the water from the ride. There's enough chlorine in the water to dissolve anything, but still, sorry guys.
Oh, so they're telling like three.
These are the same.
stories.
Yes.
Yeah. And the worst part, after said story above, people don't drink the water. I've seen too many people use their overpriced collector's cup and dump it in the water and take a drink. I know they had to have had the craps later. Ducks, cats, fish, crap, piss, it's all in the water. Only one ride gets water from the city. All the other rides get it from a pond. It goes through filters, but yeah, gross.
Honestly, anybody who takes their overpriced collector's cup and scoops filthy, disgusting amusement park water out of it to drink, you need to be shipped off to the island they sent the lepers. You need to be sent to the place they sent people with plague. You need to be
Honestly.
put on an island and no one is allowed to come near you ever again.
I hope that guy was sick for like 2 weeks after that.
Oh, he's sick for in perpetuity. He will, even if he gets better, he will never cure the sickness in his very being,
Yeah,
in his core.
that's true.
Because if you're doing that, there is something sick with you down into the very root
Yeah.
of your person.
OP was saying that was multiple people who did that. This isn't just one person that drank that water.
That's why we
Happened
need
multiple
an
times.
island, not just a boat. The boat has to take them to the island.
Yeah,
We can turn it into a reality show one day.
sure. I'd watch it.
Mm-hmm.
We have more stories for you, though. Jick Dam says Universal. A group of about a half dozen or so people who worked the front gate got a scam together. They would direct the massive amounts of Asian tour groups who didn't speak English directly through the entrance without stopping by the ticket booths. The front gate workers, who were just supposed to scan tickets, were collecting $100 per person who entered and splitting the daily loot among themselves.
That seems illegal.
I feel like it totally is. That's insane.
That is illegal.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh. When they got caught, they had over $100,000 stashed around the park's front plaza that they were taking out in stages. That was the money from a single weekend.
That's only 1,000 people.
No, that's, oh, yeah, okay.
You'd think that they would maybe like realize, hey, we might be going a little too fast here.
We might have something, and we should make smarter systems, is what I would think.
Maybe we should have done, every 10 tourists we collect $100 instead of every single tourist who doesn't speak English. Because you made $100,000. That's a big felony, actually.
Specifically the Asian tourists too.
You did a
People
large
that can't
felony.
speak English, yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know how no one noticed. But I mean, I guess if everyone there that was supposed to notice was in on it.
And depending on which theme park, that might be cheaper than the actual ticket.
How'd
Well,
they
this
get
was
caught,
Universal.
Dude? Well, they already had the ticket, clearly.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. They already had the ticket, and they were supposed to just get it scanned, but instead they paid $100 more. Dude, that's awful.
Yeah. I mean, that's jail. That's criminal conspiracy in jail.
Yeah, okay. After checking the camera records, they had been doing it for 6 months. All I know is that they gutted the whole front game team. No idea if they pressed charges. That's insane.
They probably didn't, because imagine the press.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that out there at Universal, for sure.
Yeah, true.
Man, they probably stole millions.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
$100,000 in one weekend times 4 times 6. Like,
At least they could have stole close to $1 million.
yeah. Riley's doing the math right now. That is crazy.
So yeah.
Maximum $2.4 million.
Can't believe it worked for that long. That is crazy. Oh my gosh.
Does anyone want to get a job at Universal?
No, Dakota. Don't get any ideas. My WorkSafe account says we store chlorine in huge 4 feet wide by 6 foot high tanks near each pool or large water attraction. I'm guessing they're at a water park. The chlorine delivery driver was either running late or wasn't paying attention. Either way, instead of pumping into the tank, he pumped chlorine directly into a medium-sized pool with fountains along the shore. Kids play in these fountains, and teenagers and adults sit and play near them as well. When the guy started pumping chlorine, it came out through the fountains undiluted. The results were horrific. Children and adults with severe chemical burns all over their bodies. A cloud of chlorine formed over the pool, causing first responders and lifeguards to drop after inhaling the poisonous gas and needing medical attention.
No.
That is insane.
What? What did we just read? Did we just hear people getting gassed with chlorine?
Yeah, we did. Chlorine delivery driver was running later and wasn't paying attention.
That's chlorine gas. They got gassed with chlorine?
Oh my gosh. That is absolutely insane.
People are melting into the fountain?
I wonder what happened to that guy that did that.
He either stayed at the job because he knows the difference between the fountains and which one to put it in, or he immediately got fired.
I would think he probably got fired and
Probably got
sued.
fired. Yeah, probably sued lots of
Sued,
times.
big lawsuit.
Or I wonder if anything's like in that company's, I don't know, insurance to like kind of when you break something at your job, like you can't get in trouble or you don't have to pay for it, but like your job just has to cover the fees, I wonder if just the company got sued or something and he just
Maybe,
got majorly fired.
He got big fired.
And then he has to go to other interviews. Why did you leave your last job?
I melted people. Next question. Everyone always asks the same thing.
Noah's Ark says, sort of a theme park on the sea. I worked on a cruise ship as a lifeguard for one summer, hated it, and was often stationed at the Flow Rider, the endless wave machine where you could body surf. One knucklehead kid, maybe 12 or 13, who would always cut line despite me yelling at him and even trying to get his parents' attention, but he was just that kid. One time, he's surfing and slips off the board enough for a whoosh to sweep his suit off. Not down a little, which is common on those things, but right the F off. This unclothed kid comes tumbling back up, desperately looking for his suit. The line has erupted in laughter. I see his suit. It's obscured by where the waves collect in a bubbling torrent. I say nothing. He was crying and eventually found them and tried putting them back on with tremendous difficulty while trying to shield his shortcomings from the public.
Oh my god.
The beauty part is that I keep a towel nearby just in case this happens. The mom said something to me, but I just smiled and let her know that it's okay. It happens all the time. He didn't come back that day. Gloria's line cutter karma. Honestly, yeah, with these line cutter stories, they just need the natural consequences.
Yeah.
They
it's
need to
just
be
let it
arrested
happen.
at a theme
Hey,
park.
you're big enough to cut in line. You're big enough to go get your shorts, dude.
Yeah, you are. Curb Your New Urbanism says, my main job was on a sky coaster ride. We did a lot of crazy things when we were test riding that we probably should have all been fired for. But as far as things involving guests go, once a group of flyers unalived a bird.
Like just by accident, right? It wasn't like they were like,
They were-
like, I got it. I got it. Right as we were going by, I saw it. I judged the trajectory and I saw it and I took that bird's life.
I would hope not. I heard a loud smack and then saw a bird fall into the grass, lifeless. I was terrified that they would be hurt, but after the ride, they didn't even know that they had hit it. The most hilarious thing involved a small child. Oh no. She was probably around 8 or so and was riding alone, which is pretty brave because even after countless rides, I still get a tad freaked out by doing it alone. We were on the North Tower hooking her up to the cables, and then we couldn't get the platform to go down properly. There were problems all the time with the automated platforms. We decided to unharness her and move to the South Tower. Her parents are standing at the fence, and I can tell that they're really nervous about the fact that we just hooked her up and took her back off. So we moved to the other tower and hook her up. Now, sky coasters have one of the most complicated loading processes of every ride and have one of the most stringent operator certifications. It's a pretty foolproof system in that it would be extraordinarily difficult to mess something up bad enough to injure a rider, but there are still some goofs that can happen, the most notable of which is one that I think everyone does at least once, forgetting to hook up the ripcord. The ripcord is what the rider pulls at the top of the tower to detach from the lift cable to start their ride. If you were the person responsible for connecting the ripcord, it's a pretty heart-stopping and shameful moment when they get to the top because eventually it dawns on you what happened and there's nothing to be done at that point. So naturally, with this girl's parents already a bit freaked out, we forgot to hook up the ripcord. She got to the top, we did the countdown, and then nothing happened. At that point, all you can do is slowly lower the rider back down. The parents were mortified, but to her credit, the child was not fazed, and I think even enjoyed the bonus ride up the tower. We brought her back down, hooked up the ripcord, and then she went again. 3rd time's a charm. Wow. So I'm curious how that works then.
Is a sky coaster the one where it's like you're in like a big harness and it just swings out? You know, that's what I'm imagining.
I didn't know that was like a thing.
Sky coaster.
I was imagining like the like rubber, the boomerang things.
Well, Mr. James Bond, you
Oh.
found me again, but you won't stop me and my sky coaster from
I-
taking over the eastern seaboard.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is what I was thinking of.
That looks
They had one of those in
terrifying, but
Bali.
awesome. They did?
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
We drove by it a bunch, yeah.
Yeah, it was called the
the
G-string or something.
G-swing.
G-swing, yeah. That looks crazy. Wow. Zigzag29 says, when I was 13 years old, I went to the United States for a 2-week vacation. I was with my grandma at the time, and my aunt who lived there had this whole schedule of things that we needed to do during those 2 weeks. One of those things happened to be going to like a theme park kind of thing. My cousins were very excited about it. The day of the fair thing, whatever, I woke up with a fever. My grandma took care of the fever, but she told me to not tell my aunt because she would cancel the plans. And since my other cousins were very excited, she was afraid of raining on my aunt's parade. So I agreed with her because part of me was curious about what this thing was.
I am also curious
Me
as to what
too.
this thing is.
Amusement park type thing? Interesting. So we got there. My grandma had this big diaper bag looking purse full of things like wet towels, cold and hot pads, pills and stuff. She was pretty much smothering me, trying to make sure that I was okay, while my cousins were making fun of me for being grandma's little girl. Then it happened. Everyone spread and got lost. It was me, my grandma, and one of my cousins. He wanted to go on the rides, but he didn't want to go alone. I look at my grandma with the I don't want to go eyes, and she told me, it's just one ride. So I went and came out, and I feel kind of dizzy, and then he wanted to go on this other ride, and I'm looking at her, and she's like, I'll go with you all. And the ride was called the Tasmanian Devil. Guess what? It spins.
No way. That's what he does.
No way.
They are building them right out there.
Yeah. Most fun thing that you could do with a fever.
They spin around.
Spin around. after going on another ride. So we go there, and my grandma, who's in her 70s, was scared, holding her heart like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I'm here scared for her while I want to throw up. The ride ends. I'm trying to look for the door, which looks exactly like a regular spot that someone would stand on, while everybody is screaming, let's do another one, let's do another one. Apparently there was no line because I did another round. Right when I find the door, which of course was locked. We do a second round, and by the end of the second round, I threw up. My grandma looks like she has fainted, and they had to call paramedics. They had to shut down the thing because my cousin was panicking because he didn't know what to do or what was going on. And that was pretty much the end of the day. During the aftermath, me and my grandma got scolded for being people pleasers and were banned from the rest of the schedule to ensure that we recovered. And that's my story.
That seems fair.
That is fair.
It's like, what are you doing? Grandma's like, oh my God, my heart's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Oh no, my heart's exploding. And you're like,
Yeah. I'm glad that that's the reaction, though, is to be like, how dare you be a people pleaser? We would not be mad if you just wanted to go and, like, rest.
Let me off the ride. My veins are going to explode.
Right? Like,
shut up, Grandma. You being a buzzkill.
my veins are going to explode, but if you guys want to go again, oh, it could be okay. Just ignore me.
And then it's like, yeah, she just slumped on the...
Yeah. Gosh. Katie Nabbers says, local small town fair, not theme park. On the fireballs, the metal cages that spin 360 and the whole contraption looks like a Ferris wheel. Me, 18 female, and my sister, 13 female, got on. It was fun. The first 3 goes around, which is usually the limit before getting let off. We did not get off. Cool, extra spins, no big deal, until someone in the cage behind us threw up right as they were above us.
Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. No. Oh, they gotta have barf shields on these things, man.
Yeah, new development. It's just like adding seatbelts to that log ride. You gotta have barf shields now.
Yeah, just
Yikes.
a nice little barf shield.
A drop landed on my cheek. I slathered my whole face in Germex I had in my purse. The worker did not let us off. He went past us to spray down the cage behind us. In total, we went around 27 times before I screamed something insane at him. My sister and I were even trying to figure out how to open the cage from the inside and time our jump. That is insane. Were they not like screaming at them the whole time?
They probably were, and he's just like, God, this is the only thing I love about this job. It's forcing people to stay on the spinny cage ride.
Oh my gosh.
What are you going to do? In normal life, Jim Bob doesn't have any power. But right now, Jim Bob has all the power.
I hope they feel like they need to throw up and then they throw up on him.
Yeah, that's the only course you can take now.
That's what you gotta do. But Miss Kitty Cat has a story here.
Oh!
Miss Kitty Cat, are you here? Are you here?
Did you barf?
I hope not. This is going to happen at every theme park. During the Halloween season, we had a lady take her husband's ashes and sprinkle it around the park.
Oh,
what? This happens at every theme park?
There's just human remains being sprinkled around every theme park?
What?
I guess that's probably true.
Okay.
At least once, right?
I'm sure.
At least one
I'm
person.
sure people wanted their ashes spread at Disneyland. I'm sure.
You could sneak ash into Disneyland easy.
Possibly.
Do you put grandma in a little plastic bag and the workers are like, what is this? And you go, that's my umami seasoning. It kind of looks like umami seasoning.
I don't know what umami seasoning looks like.
It's like gray dust.
So, she went on one of the sky rides. Like, you sit in a little basket and it's like on a cable car type thing. And she dumped the remaining bag up in the air up there and it fell on another park guest.
No! No, dude! Get your grandma out of my lungs!
She literally was like trying to be like Peter Pan in the pixie dust and like, whoa, like just dream of a wonderful thing. And like you'll start flying and then it just lands on some guy.
Dude, I just inhaled your grandma's femur.
Yeah.
Femur dust.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But Miss Kitty Cat has another story.
Oh my god.
So sometimes at this place, there's outdoor and indoor scare zones. And sometimes when it rains, the outside scare zones can either go home or go to a different house. We had a whole bunch of people come to our house one time. We didn't recognize this one person, but they never said anything. Turns out it was some teenager who accidentally got ushered with us and then just stood in the corner. And then eventually my captain asked him, "Hey, who are you and what do you belong to? I've never seen you before." And this kid goes, "Yeah, I don't work here."
Yeah, no, that makes sense because I don't work here.
Yeah. So he goes, "Then why did you just come and stand here?" He's like, "Well, that's what you said to do." Eventually, we called his parents to come and get him. He was just following directions. That's so funny. And they hired him on the spot.
Yeah, they're like, "Buddy, I have a feeling you're going to be running this place one day."
Yeah. But guess what? That's the end of all of our theme park stories.
Man.
Wow. Which
Man,
one was
just
your
a-
favorite?
The dummy one.
Yeah, honestly, the dummy one might
The
have
dummy
been.
one was crazy.
I think, yeah, the dummy one, or just the craziest one was the fountain turning into a actual chlorine gas trap.
That is true. That's just straight up crime.
That's wild. But yeah, no, I think easily the funniest one was somebody tossing that dummy out of a slide, and everyone's just like, "Oh my god! Oh, oh God, why?"
Well, they're just hearing like,
Yeah, just the
I'm gonna open and out slide.
just like the 1,000-yard stare going down a water slide. Just really coming to grips with like, I am losing my job.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Yeah, we're done now.
It's crazy too that was in the retraining because someone else just
Yeah.
couldn't save a fake kid.
Like, if anything, I was just trying to make sure we were absolutely prepared.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because clearly our response to that situation was not correct.
Right.
All right.
Clearly, we need like more like nets under these big slides.
Yeah, no one was ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're welcome. I found a hole in the system.
Right.
Okay?
Oh my gosh. But that's the end of all of our stories and the end of this stream. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And
see you tomorrow. Hey now, hey, wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave. We have bonus stories that we think you're going to really like. So stay tuned for the next one.
My best friend passed. Now I'm taking in her kid. I had posted a few times before on Reddit about my fiance and I, about my not wanting kids, our engagement, the love we have for each other. For the most part, my posts have had happy endings, but this one just isn't a really happy one. No.
Well, we'll see about
No.
We'll see what we can do about that.
My goddaughter, but we do refer to each other as niece and Tia. I have been there for her whole life, and she has always been one of my favorite people and still is. It's been a really hard several months since the accident, and everyone is having a tough time. I have spent most of my life with my best friend in it, then without him. Our parents are best friends due to us being friends at first. I refer to his mom as Mama, his last name, and dad as Papa, his last name. And he did the same with my parents. My siblings were his siblings. He was an only child. We went to events / concerts together a lot since so many times since he passed. Multiple times since he passed. I've subconsciously bought him a ticket. Forgetting that he wouldn't be able to use it. I introduced him to his wife in high school. We were the only two openly nerdy cheerleaders at our school. They got pregnant young, and I was there to help, and I even went so far as to stop eating foods she couldn't eat because I could tell being pregnant was not fun for her. I was at the hospital because she was scared and asked me to be close by. I was the first non-blood family member to see Amy. I say all of this because him and his family are indeed my family. So them passing was a huge hit for everyone, especially for Amy. Now, the month when it happened, Amy went to stay with her grandparents. Luckily, we all stay in the same big cities, so the farthest anyone of the family is from the other is an hour at most, and that's mainly due to traffic. The issue, though, is that her grandparents are much older, 70s, compared to my parents, 50s. So while they do very much love her, they are already at that point where they themselves need help. Plus, they just lost their only son and daughter-in-law. Ooh. Amy's mom's parents are out of state, and they also didn't believe moving her to them and away from everyone she knows was the right thing either. Her grandparents overall didn't think Amy staying with them was the best for her, and they relayed that to my parents, who then mentioned this to me. So after talking to my fiance about it, as well as talking about it in therapy, which included me, my fiance, and both our therapists.
Oh wow, it's like a tag team.
Yeah. We came to the conclusion that we would be happy to take her in since we're financially capable, have the space, and we do also just love her so much. What an angel move.
Yeah.
Like, this is not someone, I mean, I could say, like, I have a lot of family friends who I'm close to, but, like, this is still such a big, like, thing to take on.
Well, this is almost, from the way it was written, it sounds like OP feels like this is essentially his daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Or like his niece, essentially.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
So.
Before the accident, she was realistically at her house at least 3 times a week. She's the reason why I even have an art room, since it was an activity we always did together. Even at 11, she's a fantastic artist. When we approached her grandparents, they were completely on board with the idea, and I do think that a part of them had hoped we would take her without them asking us directly, hence the comment to my parents. However, when we had broached the idea to Amy, she was hesitant. It turns out that she's aware that I never wanted kids and is afraid that I will hate her for having to raise her.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's so sad.
Wow, that's a really aware 11-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, maybe OP has always like kind of said, like, I never want to have kids, but you're my kid, you know, something like you're the only kid I need in my life.
Well, I'm sure that
And then maybe she
OP's
took
about
that
to
target.
squash that immediately.
Absolutely. It 100% broke my heart that she felt that way, and I tried everything to convince her that was wrong. In the end, I told her the truth. I will never be able to replace her mom or dad, and I have no plans to. Her parents made me her godmother because they knew that I would love and care for Amy the way they loved and cared for her. I could never hate her. My fiance even pointed out that I was the one who had the idea to foster her. But I also had to stress to her that this is a new situation for all of us. We are all grieving together, and we are all jumping into this new living situation together. So there will be mistakes, but there will also be a lot of love. We also put her in therapy, which she has been very hesitant about, but after finding out that my fiance and I are both regularly in therapy, she felt a lot more comfortable. This is lovely. You just need to like show that it's not like such a big deal, and then everyone's, you know, doing it.
It's crazy to me that there is stigma around therapy.
My fiance has been great through all of this and my absolute rock. He was also very close to my best friend. My best friend was going to be his groomsman and was the second person my fiance asked after he asked his brother to be the best man. Wow. So they're like they were all super close.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if they're taking in their kid.
I mean, it really feels like almost like surrogate siblings.
I think so.
You know?
Yeah. My best friend was the type of person who will see something and say, this looks like something so-and-so would like, so I'm going to buy it for them. So some days I'll catch my fiance staring at one of these many gifts for a long time. Or he'll say something like, I hope they both knew how much I loved them. Oh. We hold each other tighter now when we hug and kiss longer than before. When I asked about Amy living with us, my fiance was shocked and wasn't sure how he felt since change was happening lightning fast with the engagement, then the accident, and now with Amy. Yeah, I mean, that is totally fair to be like, I don't know, because that is a huge undertaking, especially when you're like, you guys had plans to get married and you lost someone, and
I'm
now
loving
you're
how
taking the kid.
open all of this communication is. It's like
great.
so good.
It's like, how would you feel if we did this? Because it is a huge thing. So I didn't bring it up again until a week later with, I thought about it. And until he did a week later with, I thought about it and I think it would be good for all of us, but let's get our therapist together to make sure we aren't jumping the gun because we love her. Smart.
Yeah.
Amy moved in right after Thanksgiving. All the families got together for the holidays with her to remind her that she is never alone. She has her mom's family out of state, but they call often. Her dad's family, my fiance's family, out of the country too, minus my fiance's brother plus his wife. And let's not forget all of our friends and their families. There was a lot of crying, but a lot of laughing too. They have such a great support system.
They really do. It sounds like there's...
Yeah,
it takes a
village.
It takes a village.
Takes a village. You know what they say?
It's a saying that's been around for since
there
were
villages. I mean, there's still villages, but
same thought. Nice.
Yeah. But there's a little bit more to this. Well, there's a lot more to the story. Her living with us is a huge adjustment, but nothing we can't handle. She's always been a sweet girl and very bubbly and loud. Since the accident, she's obviously been a lot more withdrawn and quiet, but I'm seeing sparks of herself come back briefly and slowly. We had to switch her therapist a few times, but this current one is definitely helping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Amy really likes her too.
Good.
Her grades did slip a bit, but my fiance has made it a point to do homework with her every day, and it made her cry the first few times he did it. He asked her if she wanted him to stop, but it turns out that it just reminded her of her dad. So it really meant a lot to her that Tio was so willing to help her too. Oh,
That's actually so.
this is so sweet.
I'm gonna cry.
This is so sweet.
No.
Mm.
No. This is so good though.
This is
Like,
really great. I
this
mean, it's
is-
so sad what's going
Yeah.
on, but it's just like, it really shows that, sometimes people really come together.
yeah. From
help out.
literally one of the worst things
Yeah.
that could ever happen to you as like a kid,
Yeah.
and now, like, just landing in a spot where everybody is there and they all love you and they all want to support you, and also it's like it's all man.
I was expecting some rebelling, but that hasn't happened yet. LOL.
Yeah,
It definitely will.
Being like, I know she's 11 now, but she's gonna be 13 eventually.
Actually, she had been doing the absolute most. She would clean up after us because we had a chance to do it ourselves. Oh, before we had a chance to do it ourselves. Or try to do things for us that seemed a little out of character. After some prodding, it turns out it was because she's afraid we would get rid of her if she upset us or did something wrong. Which, yeah, that was clear from those behaviors and stuff. We have stressed that in no way that has crossed our minds. We are here for her, and unless she wants nothing to do with us, we will continue to be here for her through the good and bad. But let me tell you, I cried so much that night, feeling terrible that she felt that way. I want her to know that our love is unconditional, and it always has been. We are also in the process of setting up a trust for her. Her parents left behind money, and there is money coming in from their insurance policies too. So all that is going in the trust for her. I will also help supplement this trust, plus my fiance, even though I stress that he doesn't need to. Neither myself or my fiance will touch this trust. When she turns 18, she will have access to use the money for college if she decides to go, and a set amount will be available every month to live on. If she decides not to go, then she will still have access to a set amount every month. Side note, we would prefer she go to college and will encourage it, but her dad didn't go to college and did well as an artist, and we see that she has his talents, so we just want to be supportive of any decision she makes. Oh, they're so good! When she turns 21, she will have access to the full trust to use as she wishes, but we will do our best to ensure she is responsible with it when the time comes. At the end of the day, she will be an adult, and we have to trust she will be responsible when she has access to the money. I also want to say we didn't come to this decision on our own. We consulted with all 4 sets of our grandparents, and this was what we all thought was the best approach, as well as help from a lawyer. When Amy is a little older, we will discuss this with her, but for now, she's still so young and dealing with a lot. Some nights I sleep with her in bed, with my fiance sleeping on the floor by the bed, because she cries herself to sleep and she feels so alone. I don't know if that feeling will go away anytime soon. I think about how I'm in my 30s and I still can't imagine not having my parents. So I really have no idea what she's feeling. Best I can hope for is that I can help the pain just a little bit. Amy's mom was going to be my bridesmaid. And I was going to have Amy be the flower girl, but I think I'm going to ask Amy if she would prefer to be my bridesmaid.
Oh. That's such a cute image.
This is so
Just
sweet.
like bridesmaid, whoop, like
Mhm.
bridesmaid. It's just the height difference.
Amy looks so much like both her parents, and I see so much of their personalities in her. A part of me feels like having her up there with me will make me feel like her parents are up there with me too.
Yeah, sometimes
Ugh.
that's how it gets.
That's life, man. And I never once imagined getting married without either of them by my side. All planning stopped the moment of the accident for that reason, and even now typing this has me crying that they won't actually be there. But also, that's a lot of pressure to put on Amy. I don't want to tell her all that, I do want to give her the option to be my bridesmaid if she wants, and if she doesn't want to, then that's also okay because she's still going to be part of my wedding. I won't even bring this up for a while because I'm still not in the headspace to plan the wedding right now. There is no real reason why I'm posting this. I tried a couple times to write out what happened, but each time I broke down or deleted it. I think I just want to vent or just feel better. Maybe to get validation that we are doing the right thing and not messing Amy up. One step at a time, I guess. And there is an edit. I'm seriously overwhelmed by all the comments. I was trying to respond to every single one, but now I'm falling behind because there are so many. If I don't respond to your comments, still know that I really appreciate your support, love, kind words. I wish I could hug every single one of you. I don't know what I was looking for posting here, but I feel immensely grateful I did because you have all shown me so much love and support. I'm just a crying mess, but just know it's definitely happy tears because I now feel like I'm doing the right thing for Amy. Thank you so much for your kind words and advice. I wrongly assumed that since I had the trust before, it would be easier, but you are right. Losing her parents has put her so on edge about losing me that she's sometimes overcompensating. I hope she understands that I always love her. Commenter says, who's chopping all these onions? Me.
For real.
OP says, OMG, this is what my fiance says to Amy when she's crying. Usually he ends up crying with her and he wants to make her laugh / smile. They'll be crying and he'll shout, the onion chopper got us again. So this 100% made me smile.
Oh, you guys got bits too?
You got bits. I'm just like, besides Amy and this wonderful, parenting that they got going on, OP's about to marry a wonderful man. OP's about to marry an amazing man. And that's lovely. Commenter, what a lovely ending for a heartbreaking scenario. I would reconsider the terms of the trust, though. I would consult with an attorney and put some terms, even if she does attend college, to dole it out slowly. And if she does not go to school, then I wouldn't give a lump sum at 21. OP says, we're still working out the trust with a lawyer and financial planner / tax guy. But since this is her money, we can only help and advise her on how to use it. Her parents didn't have a will in place because I'm sure they didn't think they needed to. The money automatically goes to Amy's guardians, which at the time was her grandparents. Like we said, we talked with all the grandparents. Whether she goes to college or not, she will get the lump sum at 21. Before then, we would set up an appointment with a lawyer and financial planner / tax guy with her in attendance. We are setting her up to succeed, but at that point, she is an adult. We have to trust her with her money, but we will always be here to help and guide her. And there is another commenter. I, of course, echo all the sentiments already said in the comments, but I'm stuck on Amy crying herself to sleep and being all alone. Have you thought about getting her a pet? I'd say a dog, but a cat or even a rodent would help. They give kids someone to talk to, someone to look after, instead of being the kid who needs to be looked after. And they teach responsibility. Wow. Could be just what she needs, something to snuggle at night and something to love unconditionally. OP says, it's like you were reading my mind. We were thinking about getting her a rabbit because her parents' nickname for her was Bunny.
Oh, this is why. Please, story gods, please do not flip this on us. Please. Continue to be good. Cry.
It's gonna be happy.
Good cry.
I grew up with a rabbit, so I understand the pros and cons. Plus, Amy is so tender in the way she approaches all animals, so I know she won't be rough with a bunny. Also, our state just has an overwhelming amount of rabbits, and most get euthanized due to the shelters, so I feel like rabbits need a lot more love than they get. Anyway, my fiance and I have been toying with the idea, and I feel like your comment is a sign. To a longer comment, thank you for all the advice. We are in the process of legal guardianship already with the help of the grandparents. Adoption is something that we don't want to push or force until she feels ready, or if it is even something she wants. So consider it. We don't want too many changes to be thrown at her because there have been so many in such a short period of time. So we will try to keep everything the same, including her pediatrician. We already have pictures of her and her family up too. I have a wall full of pictures of family, friends, and Amy's dad and mom are frequent and permanent fixtures on that wall. I also gave her permission to add any pictures she wanted up, whether it's her family or friends. And I've noticed over time that she's adding to the wall, so I've taken some pictures down to make more room for her. I originally gave her the guest bedroom, but I noticed she's really spent a lot of time in the art room I have at my place, which is a room her dad helped fix up for both Amy and I to use when she would visit me. So after talking to her, I bought a bed and furniture for that room as well as a lock for privacy. She prefers the door open though, and that's her new room. She's allowed to paint on the walls, draw, do whatever she wants to that room, and don't worry, it's well ventilated.
Wow. And don't worry, it's well ventilated is the cherry on top. They're like, yeah, they really have every detail.
Yeah.
And they're doing everything right.
Everything right. She's having people over for the first time this coming weekend, so I'm meeting with some parents beforehand. I don't know why that made me so sad, but so happy. I'm nervous, but really excited to see that she's opening up more. Again, thank you. I appreciate the parent brain. Commenter says, isn't the point of godparents to raise the kid if something happens to the parents? Or is that just a label people like to use? I actually thought you were a lesbian couple because of the way you spelled fiancé.
What?
That is a female fiancé. For a man, there's only one E, fiancé.
I didn't know that.
I never knew that.
I didn't know that at all.
I thought, okay, because sometimes, a lot of the times I see in our Notion, it's spelled fiancé with 2 E's, and I've just been taking out the extra E because I thought it was a typo.
Yeah, that's funny.
Godparents is a religious thing and not a legal thing, are very Godparents, which is a religious thing and not a legal thing, are very rarely the legal guardians after something happens to the parents unless they're blood related, like blood aunts or uncles. Godparents are there to mentor and help in the raising of the child, like Sirius Black to Harry Potter. My best friend grew up Catholic but stopped practicing. However, he dubbed me Amy's godparent because he trusted me and I've been in her life since birth. Legally, guardianship went to his parents. Now we are in the process of changing guardianship over to myself. Oh, I didn't realize because I've seen both spellings used interchangeably. You learn new things every day. And there is an update. Man, oh man. Any other thoughts?
Please let the update be good. Please.
I needed to stay good. Also, Honeybee's calling me out for being a lit major and not knowing my fiance. It's been a while and people keep reaching out to check in, which I sincerely appreciate. So an update might be warranted. It won't be exciting at all, just where we are all at right now.
Okay, thank God. That's a good sign. I like that.
It's fine.
Not exciting.
Not exciting.
Nothing's really
I can
happened.
take that.
Everything's getting better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Side note, I wasn't sure if I gave my fiance a name in my previous post, but I will refer to him as David moving forward. And my best friend's name moving forward is Leo. First, I want to thank this community for the kind words of encouragement and concern for Amy. It's heartwarming to say the very least. To receive such support from strangers, there were so many comments that I got very overwhelmed and stopped responding, but I read every single one, and even if I didn't respond, I truly appreciate every single one of you. I just get really shy after a certain point, even though this is all anonymous, LOL. Second, a lot of people were really focused on the trust. I commented on my previous post about it, so I'll add it here. Trust me, we are aware that 21 is still mentally really young. Ha.
Yeah, I see what you did there, OP.
Trust me. We consulted with all the grandparents regarding the trust, and most of them want to give her a lump sum at 18. The compromise was that the lump sum would be given at 21, with her having a sort of allowance from 18 to 21. I will also have her set up with our lawyer and financial advisor when she turns 18, plus myself, plus fiance will always do our best to guide her. But she will be an adult at that point, so all we can do is give her all the tools to help make the best decisions for herself when the time comes. We can always change the rules of the trust if need be, but that is something that we will decide as a family. Right now, we are happy with where we landed. David is my husband now. One night we were talking. Wait,
Oh!
David's your husband now! Woo!
Full on husband.
Full
Let's go.
husband. Don't have to do the fiance spelling anymore. Just husband.
Mm-hmm.
One night we were talking and we just didn't feel comfortable having the wedding this year, but we also didn't want to wait to be married. Life is short. So we went to the courthouse with Amy to make it official. Lovely.
Come
Lovely. Oh, we will be having the wedding next year to make it official, LOL. We are still in therapy, both individual and family. So smart.
Mhm.
We are also in a support group for children who have lost parents, and Amy seems to be doing really well. Amy is now 12. It was her first birthday without her parents, so I wish I could say it was an extremely happy occasion. This year has been a lot of firsts without them, and we will continue to have a lot of firsts without them. But she swears that despite crying a lot on the day, understandably, she wouldn't have been able to plan the day better herself, so a bittersweet success. Special mention, Amy is a best friend of 5 to 6 years, Monica, who I've known since she was 7. Monica is lovely. She's a bit sarcastic, which I find hilarious, and is a kind soul. According to Amy, she tried to distance herself from Monica because she felt like she was too sad to be around and didn't want to be a burden, which is kind of what you were bringing up earlier about like distancing yourself from people and stuff.
Yeah.
Bust herself over to our house and basically told Amy to knock it out and that she decides when Amy's too much, which will apparently never happen because Amy is her favorite person.
No way.
I love Monica.
She's also got a great best friend.
She's got a great, like, oh my God. We ended up getting Amy 2 rabbits as well. Why rabbits, you ask? Well, her parents' nickname for her was Bunny, and we were already planning on getting some kind of animal companion, so we landed on bunnies. Plus, our state has an overwhelming, we said that. Why 2? Bunnies are social creatures and are happiest being raised with another rabbit. Amy is obsessed with paint and chalk. Haha. Oh, she's a little artist.
Those are great mediums as well.
Yes.
Paint and chalk.
Paint and chalk.
Mhm.
After showing her the ropes and doing her own research, she has completely taken over any and all care for them, despite us offering several times. She even has a space in the fridge labeled buns for the fresh greens that she cuts up every morning to give them. She decorated an area in her room for them because they will be in her room at night, but they are allowed to venture around the house during the day. After we spent a full day bunny proofing.
But those bunnies, they're still gonna bunny
They get
poop.
everywhere. Yeah, the bunny poop gets. I used to have a bunny, and we had to be really careful. Like, we would let it like kind of bounce around everywhere.
Well, yeah.
And we have to be really careful about it chewing like the cables and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But also we would let it kind of chill out in our backyard. And multiple times, this is when I was pretty little, or like maybe 10, multiple times it escaped into other people's yards, and we would get calls like, hey, your bunny is here.
Your rabbit's in our yard.
Yeah, and it lived a full life. At some point, we did have to send it, like we went on a trip, and we sent it back to our family friend who we bought it from, who like lived on a farm. And so the bunny lived out the rest of its days on a farm.
So it's like the thing where that
it
people
was
say
literally
where they're
sent
like,
to the farm.
your bunny went to the farm, but like this time it actually went to the farm.
No, but I remember asking my mom when we got back from our trip, I was like, hey, can we go pick up Gabriella, my bunny? And she was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then like a year later, I was like, hey, when are we picking up my bunny? And she was like, yeah, your bunny passed away.
Wait,
like, oh.
So it didn't go to the farm?
No, it did.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, no. It went to the farm, but it also died at the farm.
Okay.
Or passed away at the farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll believe you on that
I had
one.
pictures of it at the farm.
I'm like, Sophia, wait, is this the first moment you learned that there's no farm?
What? No, there was a literal farm, and it also passed away at that literal farm. Yeah.
Yes. Which is, what a great
What-
place to
what
go
else can
for a
you
bunny.
ask for?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Honeybee says we had 3 bunnies the same gender. A few months later, there were 9. That's how I got my bunny, because they thought they had 2 female bunnies, which was not the case. And then they had like a giant litter of bunnies that they were trying to sell. That's how I got my bunny. It also means Chalk only sometimes sleeping with her. Aww. It also means we are no longer sleeping in her room with her, and only a handful of times has she crawled into bed with us, like on Mother's Day and Father's Day. We are leaving for a trip to Europe/Asia next week. David and I love to travel, but I actually start to get irritable when I don't travel for a while. David jokes that I always need my fix, LOL. It's a 3-week trip starting in Poland. Fun to spend time with David's family for a week. More Polish people. Love it. And then to Asia from there. The plan was for Amy to be with us for the full 3 weeks, but she really pushed back, and we were confused about that. She only wants to go for the first week in Poland to meet David's family. Side note, his family adores her and has planned a "you're stuck with us forever" party for her. Whenever we asked about the rest of the trip, she said she didn't want to go and that we should go without her. If she didn't want to do something, we get it and don't want to force her. Understanding the why was tough for me. Does she not like traveling? No, she enjoys it. Is she afraid? No, she likes flying and thinks it's cool to see new places. Is it too much time away from home? No, she's cool with long trips. So why doesn't she want to go? She just doesn't. In family therapy, the trip came up. Finally, her reason for not wanting to join us on the rest of the trip came up. She feels like David and I are prioritizing her too much and taking her feelings into account more than we should. She feels like we aren't prioritizing our relationship or even our other friends and family. She feels like she's preventing us from doing stuff because we keep thinking about her first. No, Amy, no.
Trauma response.
Ugh.
Trauma response. But
But
I think you can get ahead,
Yeah.
you can get in front of that.
no,
for sure.
that OP. If I know OP, she's gotta get right in front of that. I want to make this very clear. While David and I are prioritizing her more and 100% take her feelings into account when we plan things, we still very much prioritize each other. We have a date night every week. If we do cancel, we make up for it. Our date nights did stop for a few months after Amy moved in with us, but that was just because we needed to adjust. She spends the night at Monica's every week, and that's usually when we do date night. And we do the same for Monica's mom every week. We also go to the gym together every morning. I'm not a morning person, but I am for David. And we communicate throughout the day. But she made a very good point about our friends and other family. It's been hard to balance a kid in the mix, and we have been a little neglectful. Sure, our closest friends and family usually just come over to our house and aren't shy about being themselves around Amy, but there are events that we have missed by prioritizing Amy. I'm not saying that we made the wrong choice, but she highlighted that we need to start taking care of our other relationships now that she feels safer with us. What a
Dude, these
an adult response,
these,
you know?
these kids are getting built different
Yeah.
nowadays.
She seems very mature.
Me at 12, I would have been like, I don't know, I'm sad. I want to play World of Warcraft. I don't know. I don't know what a relationship is.
You guys are married? What?
I wouldn't be able to be like, I really appreciate that you've taken me in, but now that I feel safer with you, you guys need to start prioritizing your friendships
be
and
fair-
your relationships with others.
Yeah, which is incredibly mature for a 12-year-old, but also she has been going to therapy so much. So she probably is
ooh.
working through that.
Well, she's
Mhm.
been getting like the emotional intelligence steroids.
Yeah. Amy really is the greatest kid. Even though it hasn't been a full year since they passed, she has changed so much. I mean, of course. I wish she didn't have to grow up as fast as she did, and I hope we can preserve some of her childhood, but I know her parents would be so proud of her. I'm so dang proud of her. I'm so dang proud of her. We tell her all the time, but I really don't think she grasps just how proud we all are of her. And by the way, we would be proud of you if you joined us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Just tap her profile.
Yeah, just tap your profile. You can cry with us.
We still stressed. We would love to have her on the trip with us, but she said we should have the time for ourselves. So we decided to leave the trip as is. My parents will come with us for the first week in Poland, and they will fly back with Amy with her floating between all the grandparents while David and I are traveling. We will video call her every day to check in. We are already making more of an effort with our friends and family. Amy is also spending more nights with her many, many grandparents, which she's been loving because I'm really lucky that I have 4 nanas and 4 papas.
This is amazing.
David is absolutely slaying the parent role too. He has been more hands-on with Amy's schooling. He's the one who has been handling teacher/school stuff and pickups. I do drop-offs. He has the contact information and has made better connections with the other parents of all the kids in her class, plus all her friends' parents. He's been joking about joining the school's version of the PTA, but I don't think he's joking, lol. He's definitely the extrovert of the two of us, so it isn't surprising. I could probably go on for pages and pages about David just being the absolute best, but I already feel like this update is super long. Haha. I don't know how I would have done any of this without his love and support. Well, neither of us is perfect. We are perfect for each other, which is so evident. So evident.
Every aspect of this story is so wholesome.
It's honestly crazy to me that I can still love him more and more each day. Like, how is that actually even physically possible to love someone this much? Is this even healthy? I digress, lol. I think I'm doing okay. Just like Amy is dealing with a lot of firsts without her parents, so am I. At first, I didn't think it was fair for me to even grieve since Amy's situation is just on a whole other level than my own, but my therapist has to remind me not to compare my grief with hers because it's just different.
Nice call.
Yeah,
Nice call. Comparison is the thief of joy.
exactly.
I always say this.
He always says that.
I do. I say it a lot.
I sometimes imagine what my conversation with Leo would have been like if I told him I'm adopting this 11/12-year-old girl because her parents were my closest friends. I just got chills. He always understood why I didn't want kids, and he was so supportive about it when others disregarded my feelings. I wonder if he would have talked me out of it or if he would have encouraged me to do it. He 100% would have been part of the village of people supporting me, whether he agreed with my decision or not. I just wish I knew what his thoughts were about this whole thing. Sigh, I miss them so dang much. But I'm also really lucky to have David and Amy. I don't know who said it, but they said it best. If you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. That's it.